Hi guys, a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day, wherever you are. Creativity in crisis is actually a great subject to speak on, especially this era, in this era, because this pandemic is perceived as crisis. Crisis is also an opportunity to create, because for crisis we need solutions. We need solutions to tide over crisis. Now, to tide over crisis we need solutions, and mind you, the solutions shouldn't come out of desperation, aggression, violence, knee-jerk reaction. The best solutions should come out of a well thought, a well collected, a well composed mind. A thought, collected, composed, integrated mind, which is not in pieces and fragmented, which is put together, and there is peace. So because there is peace, there is clarity. And because there is clarity, there will be vision. Because there will be vision, there will be solutions available to you. Normally what happens is that there are things just below our nose and we can't see them. Why? Because our vision is constricted. Why? Because our mind is constricted, because there is panic mode. Panic literally constricts yet and thus restricts. And trust me, your biology, your biochemistry gets into fight-flight mode. So Bruce Lipton, the scientist, international scientist, says that your belief can change your biology. And it is now validated scientifically that belief can change your biology. So if there is absolute confidence in your self-capabilities, self-abilities to bring solutions for all problems, then you will always be creative and optimistic in nature. So life isn't about being positive, negative. Life is about being centered. Because when you're centered, you are optimistic. You know something? A caterpillar goes through a process called chromosomal combustion. Now the chromosomal combustion is a great challenge, and champions are born out of challenges. A colorful butterfly is born. So creativity, if applied, creativity, if you are inspired by, and if you have self-motivation, self-inspired, self-conviction, then what will happen? Creativity will avoid catastrophe. Creativity will completely avoid all catastrophes and sail you through amidst oceans, and sail you through amidst turbulent rivers and whirlpools of life. You'll be able to step out calm, cool, collected. Remember one thing, whatever you resist, it persists. Whatever you resist, persists. Let's talk about the pandemic crisis, and the biggest problem of this crisis is immunity. Now, if I were to give you a definition of immunity, it is simply, I am unity. I am unity. So if you are in unity with yourself, and if your unit rhythm is synchronized with the unity rhythm of the cosmos, you are in the flow. You are in the rhythm. The word rhythm, etymology, is born out of hriday, which is your heart. The beat of your heart is the throb of the cosmos. And if you're calm, collected, peaceful, if you are in complete meditative state, this heartbeat, you will be surprised, is synchronized with the throb of the earth, the movement of the earth, with the pulse of the cosmos, with the pulse of the electromagnetic field, with the movements of the planets. It becomes one. There is a kind of oneness. So, the oneness means yoga. Yoga means wholeness. Wholeness means integrity, integration. And the person who is integrated will have integrity. The person who is composed will be collected. The person who will be collected will be calm. And can you imagine, a beautiful fact about yoga, that yoga is actually confluence of energies. And this confluence does not mean contradiction and conflict. This confluence is so equalized at the center, Shunyam quotient, the center of your being, which is my book here, the Shunyam quotient. It brings you to the center of your being. And being in the center of your being opens up 360-degree perspectives and 360-degree perceptions. So confluence of energy, not contradicting, not conflicting, complementing, harmonizing. So creativity comes out of harmonizing factors. When you are in stability, harmony. Number two, creativity also comes out in crisis when there is prefrontal cortex consonance of the people you are working with. So everybody should be together. Everybody should be calm. Everybody should be connected. And everybody should collaborate and participate. When there is a collaboration, when there is a participation, when there is harmony, creativity is born. You don't have to push creativity out. Creativity comes in the most relaxed state of being, most relaxed. So that was prefrontal cortex consonance. Now let's talk about congruence. When all minds and hearts and bodies are aligned in sacred geometry and you're congruent in your participation, trust me, you're also congruent with the cosmos. You're harmonizing with the electromagnetic field, with the pulse of creativity. So this is called sacred congruence. It's called yoga once again. And the lastly, every human has consciousness, superconsciousness. Now superconsciousness is the birthplace of creativity. So humans have created fire, wheel, poetry, prose, music, art, sculpture, musical instruments, and the list can go on. It is because we are animals no more. So although we are yet instinctive, but we are more superconscious. So we are not disconnected with the instinct. We are detached with the instincts. So that's a big difference. You still remain connected with your instincts. So your reptilian brain, being connected to the whole universe, the mankind, the species. So it is said that the memory of a human being is probably called phylogeny, and the memory of the whole universe is probably homogeneity, homogenesis. From the time we came into being. So we were first just a speck of a chemical on a rim of a volcano detected after the Big Bang. So probably that is called chemolitho-autotrophic hyperthermophile. From that we become a human being. Now this human being so superconscious can counter the forces of entropy. Entropy is nothing but universal tendencies of orderliness breaking into disorderliness. So the forces of entropy are time, matter, space, light, motion, mass, causation, effect. So once you've countered entropy with your 8 limbs of yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pratyahara, dhyan, dharana, samadhi. So discipline, being in charge, focus, concentration, internalization of senses, putting attention into the field, being total into it, getting into the postures, having regulated breath, and eventually evolving into all pervasive intelligence, all permeating intelligentsia, and creativity comes out in every crisis. Crisis is like the ocean which is constantly in waves and turbulence. Creativity is like the surfer moving with the ocean, in tune. So talking about immunity in such crisis, I am unity, I am in tune, I am immune. So when you are completely orchestrated in health, so health is organic oneness, organic unity. Heal thy, heal them, heal thou. Heal yourself. Become selfish. Serve yourself so well that you can serve this world better. Singing, take a break, sing. Take a break, play music. Take a break, listen to the music. Take a break, take an air bath. Take a break, take a sun bath. Take a break and have breath for breakfast. Take a break, have breath for lunch. Breath for evening snack, breath for dinner, and see your creativity comes out. And then go back to work. Pause it, space it, let the penny drop, sleep over it, and like the millennials say, chill. So chilling is actually stepping back, pausing, stopping, and rebooting, either with an activity, or you can smell mangoes, you can eat a dragon fruit, which is very delicious, you can have a pomegranate juice, and abundant creativity will come to you. So go close to nature, open up your windows, connect with the vast open sky, and your mind will open up like a sky. Okay? Look at the trees, and the saturation of oxygen, which is supposed to be 20%, will grow in your body. Breathe. Be in rhythm. Be in the flow. And creativity will happen. Only humans have the opportunity and the potential to rise above gods and fall below animals. Krishna, Christ, Muhammad, Mahadev, Zarathustra, Buddha, they were all humans in seed form. They nurtured, they nourished with the elements. Panch Mahabhutas. And they got Vairagya, which means detached from all the lust, greed. So which is, I would say, pride, anger, lust, envy, gluttony, avarice, sloth, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, maya, matsara. And you're free. And this freedom brings creativity. The Shunyam quotient is an answer to most of the problems of mankind, and in every crisis you can apply the Shunyam quotient. And for immunity, this book is the answer. 4 weeks of immunity, 4 weeks of weight loss, 4 weeks of yoga, 4 weeks of Vedic diet, 4 weeks of meditation, and one can lose up to 8 kilos if one is due diligent. And an author never promotes the book to earn 10, 15, 20 rupees out of it. He promotes the book because there's self-conviction, there is confidence. He wants to spread his word of knowledge and wisdom. So my knowledge and my wisdom is taken from the prism of this universe, and I've applied my experience to it. There's nothing new that I've said today. There's nothing new that I said yesterday, and there's nothing new which I'll probably say tomorrow. It's all I've taken from here, but I've applied my intellect. I've applied my wisdom, and I've processed it with my experience. I've put those filters. And those filters are to crystallize my thoughts. And here we come probably towards the end of creativity. If you want to be super creativity in any crisis, abide by 10 commandments of wellness. By yours truly. Commandment number 1. Let wellness be the religion number 1. Because religions divide, wellness unites. Wellness integrates, wellness brings integrity to fore. Wellness consolidates, wellness purifies you. Wellness makes you sharp, wellness gives you radiance, vibrance. And thus you will become more devout Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, Parsi. So let wellness be the religion number 1. Number 2, join a wellness revolution for human evolution, not for weight loss. Because wellness brings tolerance, patience, resilience, tenacity, empathy, sympathy, compassion, vision, creativity, productivity. So, literally, wellness brings you to the fore. For wellness is good for evolution of mankind. Then number 3, I would say, for strong biceps, take the responsibilities of the underprivileged and uplift them. So for strong biceps, uplift the poor. For strong shoulders, be responsible for the whole universe's growth and participate. Have strong shoulders to support all. For strong legs, be rooted in humility to be better rooted in humanity. Sleep every night with the wish to heal yourself. Wake up every morning with the promise to heal the world. And then you can get energized, maximized, optimized, naturalized, internalized, eternalized, evolutionized, revolutionized, specialized. Into fitness, health, wellness, well-being, get initialized, get regularized, get revitalized. With health, fitness, wellness, well-being, get this world mesmerized, hypnotized, get all negativity neutralized to get Mickey-mized. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much.
Get naturalized, exercise, let your life get Mickey-mized, Mickey-mized.